Hi guys, Spectre here. Welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 3. Continuing our Mazdamundi campaign. Went on the offence after a brutal attack, but Marathi is definitely not down or out, so we've got to be careful. She wants a peace treaty. I'm almost as strong as her. I'm going to take it. We'll probably be at war again anyway. A peace treaty generally buys you about 10 turns. So I've got 10 turns from the start of my turn, really. And then we'll see what she does. So it's turn 87. So by turn 97, she could be declaring war on me again. Yeah, we need that. We need that. Yeah, give me that one first, then we'll get these two done.
Sorcery. Through my functionaries are at your disposal.
Okay.
The nation calls. Blackheart, Dreadlord of Nagaroth. Clan Pestilence got destroyed. Alright, he's out of there then. We've got a third generation.
They've got a lot of seconds to get through first, so I won't need that many armies anyway. Yeah, and see, you can keep going with these guys if you want to. But example is now, Islam Mage Priest, I've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 extra lords. Am I going to have 9 armies in this campaign? That's including the 2 that I've already got? No. So you don't need that many. And obviously you go with your high generation ones, so I've got a second generation one there, another one here, and another one here. And that'd give me 5 armies. I don't need any others. So I'll be fine with the ones that I've got at present. So you can stop using this after a while if you want to. Unless you just want to keep trying to get, you know, more lords, or want to try and get some of different like spell laws. Yeah, here I'm going to build something a little bit different. So I'm going to build that and try and lower the corruption. I might build that, I don't know. And with the 10 turns they bought me as well, which is pretty good. Obviously this one's as complete as it's going to get. Its garrison's not amazing because Lizardmen garrisons on towns aren't. But it gives me a chance to upgrade this one as well. Because in 7 turns I'm going to have enough for that to be upgraded, but it takes 7 turns to build. But it does mean I can look at upgrading varying parts, and that's going to complete also that. So then, but if I might lose the town, I shouldn't hopefully lose the city. Unless it's hit by like 2 armies. And it might also give me a chance to maybe get more into this army. Because at the moment it's just the heroes and the lord. You can get some more replan, yeah. Okay. Didn't he have something like that recently? What did he get? Yeah, he's got Prize Hunter as well. Oh, Forbidden Rod's trash, so... melee attack +4 on Ancient Stegodon Mount. And charge bonus 30. So if they're on Ancient Stegodon Mount, they get +9 basically. Because he can get one, can't he, at 21. So... what does Thingy's dude have? Does he have something? No, so what he could do is then... huh? Give him that. Tinky can take the Stegodon War Spear. Helicopter going overhead. At least they've both got a magic weapon, that's the main thing. Rakarth, what does he want? No fucking chance, mate. No chance. So I'm guessing that means there's no land down there then to take now, pretty much. Especially once Rakarth's wiped out. It's always weird when you get to these parts in a campaign and you've got strong enemies on your borders. And it could go either way. You kind of have like that like Cold War tension sort of feeling. Where it's like, what is going to happen? It's really bad when they're really strong as well and they suddenly, out of the fog of war comes like 5 or 6 armies and it's like, oh shit. It's like, this could go bad. So they should now be recruitable levels. Level 8? 8? Think about what? Oh, it's +3 recruit rank for Slan. Oh, I thought it's +1. So it's 1 for regular units, 2 for heroes, and then 3 for your Slan. Gotcha. I just need Grendel there as like an early warning system. Right, if we take collected income off. -13. And it's going to go to -12 into next turn. The main one really though is the Slaanesh corruption. So if I build that building and get the anti-corruption building, should hopefully help out. Yeah. And right, we need to wait 3 turns. Then we get more ranks for the temple guards. And then we can recruit them again. This is all for money. So the money stuff there can help. That one we can do last because it's more so for the Croxy goals, and that's only the last 2. So no one gives a shit about skinks. I mean, that one could be helpful if I do recruit a 3rd army. So if that would apply to my current slan, that'd send them up to like level 12 off the bat. We'll get these 2. We'll have a look. They've got quite a good tech tree, those men, so you've got a lot of good techs to get, and it's just... This is when it comes down to technologies. Getting all your technologies, if your campaign goes on long enough, is inevitable. You can easily do it. It's about getting the right technologies at the right time. That's what can... It's not you can win or lose your campaign because of it. It's not quite that detrimental. But it can help you more if you choose the right technologies. Because sometimes if your money's low, you might need more money. You might focus more on your economy with your research. If it's other times you need to buff up some of your units to make them that bit stronger, that bit tougher, so they're better in battles. Maybe better than auto-resolve, but I won't ever try and cater towards that. And just see basically what they can achieve for you with more upgrades. Because some factions get really good upgrades for the units. And then, like, example, you look at like your Norskins, they get really good upgrades for like sacking. Because that's how they make their money. Norskins are one of those factions that can survive with like a single city. Emphasis there, I do say... oh, I do say city and not town. You want a city so you can get access to your best units. But they can work with a single city. Obviously you need to make sure you keep at least one anyway, otherwise you start taking global attrition. And that will fuck all your armies at the same time. Obviously it's better to have more than one ideally, in case the worst should happen. But then you want to go around the seas sacking stuff. That's ideally what you want to do. You'll build up such a massive treasury that you can run your army in the red like you used to with the Warriors of Chaos from Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2. Because that's basically how you can run the Norskins. They don't have loads of money coming. You can get quite a bit from ports, but that's about it. Apart from that, you don't build up massive amounts here. So you're better off just sacking. Going around and sacking for ridiculous amounts of money. And then you get huge amounts in your treasury. And then it doesn't matter if you're running, say, like, minus 9,000 a turn. If you've got, I don't know, let's say you've got 4 or 5 full armies, but you've got over 500,000 in treasury. You're not going to feel it. And every time you fight a battle, you're going to make way more than you're going to be losing for that entire turn. And that's where I think sometimes, when you get some people who are new to the game playing the game, they get a little bit confused. Because obviously it's a grand strategy game. It is kind of, you know, some complexity to it. They play one faction, and let's say they play like High Elves. They then assume, oh right, this is how you play factions. No, that's how you play a settle faction. You've then got your sacking factions. You've then got your more sack and occupy factions, like your greenskins, because they can sack it and then occupy it. And Norskins don't really need to occupy it, they can just sack it and fuck off somewhere. They don't really care about, you know, that one. Or then you've got ones like Scarbrand, he's more sack and raise. He will occupy certain ones, but usually occupy the city, and then the corn effect can populate the towns for you if they're able to do so. But that's normally what you'll do with those. So factions can work in different ways. And then some factions want a lot of settlements to really, really like push the weight, get a lot of armies, feel the power. Some don't need that many. Like example, another good example of that one is like Tzeentch with Kairos. Kairos has got a lot of control on the campaign map, so he doesn't need massive amounts of like towns and cities to be quite annoying and quite powerful. He can do it with far less than some others. And then also you've got ones that can spread their effects beyond their borders. Like Skaven can with their plagues, Kugath can with his, Festus can. They can send the Sprague's Blood in and ruin other factions' economies, you know, wreck their armies with attrition. It can be a fucking nightmare. And they can heavily weaken your armies as well. So there's quite a few different ways to go about it, go around it. Population surplus province, the Ashen Coast. They could essentially move that Chaos Dwarf over here, Drazoath the Ashen. They need to have Ashen in Ashen's Coast. I'm surprised there's not any Chaos Dwarves over here, to be completely honest. I mean, I know that's where they're situated, but you've got dwarves everywhere fucking else. Why is there no Chaos Dwarves over here? Right, so what we want first, we need a horned one. And if that's 1,000, and how much is that one? They're dearer. Think about, they're dearer than these. Why? But it's because of that thing, innit? Yep, it's that thing. So, with the research as well on their bottom tree or top tree, whichever way you want to look at it, and then obviously performing that right that I just performed. Oh, I could have also changed the thingy, the commandment. That'd give me one more rank. Take them off. We'll put them back on. They're okay because they're rank 9 anyway. But these are another faction, kind of like Kislev, that can recruit their units incredibly high rank. Obviously you've got this thing, this is what was about, this here. This gives a lot of units them extra ranks. When you can only get them at rank 9 already, you know what I mean, you can get some stupid ranks out of them. So even if you lose an experienced unit, it's not that big of a loss as long as you can recruit the units. The problem that I had here when Marathi took this, is this has got key buildings in it for allow me to recruit my temple guard at a higher rank, as well as them being cheaper across my armies, and then got rid of my horned one building. Which is why I generally like having my recruiting buildings all in the city. But in this one you kinda can't do it. Unless you get maybe rid of that one. It'd be the only one you could really get rid of. Then again, I suppose actually you could do that, yeah. Because does the other one bring in the same amount? Yeah, it does, yeah. So I suppose it's not impossible. Obviously you want it, that one, so your temple guard come in at higher ranks. So you want to make sure you've got that, and it gives you a much stronger garrison on here. So you get 3 temple guard in there. But yeah, you could. Because you could build the money building here instead, and then build the cold one, caves there. And then at least they're all safe in Hexawattle, because Hexawattle's going to have a much bigger, much stronger garrison. You haven't got as many temple guard as they have there, because of CA's nerfed the garrisons for some stupid reason. But you're still going to have an easy time defending a city than a town. But that is something I could definitely do, yeah. I think I might do that after. Just going to recruit these units first. Because then at least if they lose it, all I'm doing then is I'm paying a bit more for my temple guard by 5%. And I'm losing the extra ranks on my temple guard if I go to recruit any. Until I take it back. So it's not as debilitating as I now can't recruit this unit. Which is an important unit because you want them in every army because they're really good cavalry. There we go. Then he gets him at rank 7 at least. That's for resource producing buildings. We don't need that right now, I suppose. Would be good is that one because it would help the province that's currently getting ravaged by it, as well as they get another 5. And then we could try and go for the Lord one. We need that first though. We could use that control though as well. 18 turns though, Jesus. That's a while. What else does that building give as well? Hero recruit rank for Sora, Scar Veterans and Skink Priests +1 all provinces. It's weird that it does both Scar Veterans and Skink Priests because they're like polar opposites. You'd think it'd be Scar Veterans and Skink Chieftains because they're both like combat based. Now, one thing I can do is, since we can't really go down here for any territory now because they basically took it all, Skeven are wiped out, so that's all the threats down there gone. I can start attacking these sea sites. I wouldn't be occupying that. It's red for a start. That's one thing I kind of wish, really, they'd not introduced into this and they'd get rid of, is don't have green, orange and red. Just get rid of them. Just let anyone occupy anything. Because it's bad that most of the territory to your north is red. That's going to be an immediate enemy for Mazdamundi, and you can't occupy any of the territory. And Lizardmen are a attack and occupy faction. They're not there for sacking, they're not there for looting. The only exception to that might be Nakai, and that's because of how he works. His mechanic is unique to any Lizardmen. Tinky got his Sigaron. His ancient Sigaron, actually. So he should actually have a lot more attack now, shouldn't he, for his weapon? Yeah, we'll get him these. Because that gives him more speed and then Vanguard. And then that one gives him even more speed. And Stalk. Stalk on a goddamn gigantic dinosaur. It's disgusting. What speed have they got? 78. He's only going to be 10 speed behind them. So everyone underestimates Skink Chiefs. They're not like Goblin heroes. Because they get a decent mount in... Even if they didn't get the ancient Stegodon. Let's say they just had the regular Stegodon. They get a massive health pool, armor piercing damage, loads of armor. 3 good things to have for a melee type character. Now admittedly he can be ranged, but I just turn that shit off. I just send him straight into melee. And when you've got him tricked out with like a ward save and other stuff like that, you can make a pretty decent melee fighter out of a Skink Chief. But you can't do that with like a Goblin hero. I'm just thinking of a character that's comparable to a Skink Chief. Same with like, I think you can have Hobgoblin heroes. No, in fact, no, you can't. If you get a Hobgoblin hero, I know it's a legendary hero, but if you could just like recruit like a Hobgoblin boss of some kind as a hero, but they're some that have got much better options with their mounts, and a mount can sometimes make a hero a real nasty fighter by comparison. I built them, so what I'll do now is I'll switch them to round. Yeah. And only the one I've been missing will be this one, really. But that one is further down there, so it's safer. Unless I declared war from the south. And this is really, unless I want to recruit some Croxygores in there, which I don't have to, that one's really more so for the capacity for the Skink Chief. And I've already got the Skink Chiefs in my first two armies that I need. And that's why at the moment I wouldn't need a third army either, because I wouldn't have a Scar Veteran or a Skink Chief, and I'd need both in a army led by a Slan. One for the replenishment and one to be the character killer. Should I send him here to balance that out? Where's that, 4 turns? Send him there for a bit, see if he can level it out. I don't know if they can. Maybe. Oh, he can put it into positive. That does me. Right, so it's after this turn now, basically. Now this turn's ended. It could be this from this turn onwards, Marathi could redeclare war on me. Because usually that's what a peace treaty will buy you. There are some factions, it's usually the ones that are like schemers or like untrustworthy, if they have that as a trait, which is usually your greenskins, your vampire counts, and your vampire coast. They're usually the ones that have those sorts of traits. If they have that, they can break a peace treaty at any point and declare war on you. Built that there, and build the money building there. It means obviously if this gets taken, I will be down to not much money coming in a turn, but at least I won't lose a key building for recruiting my cold ones or horned ones. Which I'd rather not. I'd rather have my recruiting buildings in my cities. Bigger garrisons, the safer. It's just a smarter thing to do. Sometimes you have to build them in towns because you have that many buildings certain factions need. Personally, I think that's something that CA should also scale back on, so you can fit all the recruiting buildings into a city, and even then have like 1 or 2 money buildings or something as well. And bear in mind, this is a 10 settlement province, not an 8. Most cities are normally an 8. If this was an 8, I wouldn't be able to fit them all in here. So they need to kind of level that a little bit, make that a little bit simpler in some cases. Instead of having like 3 advanced buildings, maybe have 2. When you've got like your basic here and your advanced, it's like knock it down by 1 or 2. But then there are some units like, obviously, on here, you won't really build this one. I mean, maybe you might want to go for Quattle. That's about it. But otherwise, you won't normally build that building. And then here, you've got big monsters at both sides, but it's like, which ones do you want, or do you want both? If you want heavy monster armies, then you can take both of these, but then you might not need the others as much, because you wouldn't need that, really. Because that one is for horned ones, Temple Guard and Croxigores. You might need it for the Temple Guard, maybe, if you're taking the infantry. But you probably won't need it for the others, if you're taking lots of big Gribblies. So you can filter it down a little bit yourself, but like, the thing that gets me with this is, you could probably merge these 2 buildings together, because they've all got big monsters in them. And that only gives you exotic animal resource. It'd then give you capacity for Saurian, Dread Saurian, some control, income from post-battle loot, and then -8 corruption. So you could easily merge those 2 into 1 building chain, and then save on the aggro of having to have 2 buildings. And this one's got no hero link to it. It's got no technology link to it like this one has. So you don't really need this one to be separate. They could put both of those into 1 big building chain. And then it would make it a lot more appealing as well. Right, I'm going to leave this part here for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like. If you're new around here, please subscribe, help grow the channel. In the top of the description will be the playlist link to the entire series. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you all soon.